My dad's favorite thing to do is mow the lawn, or in the wintertime he likes to hang out in his garage or watch sports and all of his crazy friends.
My dad's favorite thing to do is probably either be in his garage tinkering around while watching a sports game, or being in his office or in the living room watching Hawaii Five-0, Monday Night Football, NBA Finals, and one of his other TV shows.
Dad's favorite thing to do is probably number one, mow the lawn. Probably every day if he could. He loves to mow lawns. He also loves to watch sports and have about 3 to 4 shows that he loves to watch every night with Mom.
Thing to do, obviously mow the lawn and watch his shows that he loves. Yeah, that's what I can think of.
My dad's favorite thing to do is mow the lawn.
He loves to mow the lawn. I love when my dad always comes home and just sits and talks with me and makes sure my day's good and stuff.
I love it when my dad tries to dance like Millie.
My favorite thing that Dad does would probably be he loves to participate in our crazy dance parties and he never gets mad at us. And I also love it when he's really good at just like checking up on us. Even when we don't ask him to, or we tell him that nothing's wrong, he always makes sure, and that's what I love about him.
I love it when Dad will laugh at something I say that he thinks is funny. It's like my goal to make Dad laugh. I also love when Dad will start dancing with us in the kitchen. And I love it when Dad thinks he's funny and says a funny joke and we all die laughing.
I love it when Dad gets into his storytelling mode. He goes off telling either about things that he learned that day on the radio, or a political event, or something that happened in history. It's always good to hear him tell stories because he's so good at it.
I love it when my dad plays with my girls, and I love when he jumps on the tramp or plays trip on the tramp.
Dad's favorite food, Mexican. But obviously we all know I'm kidding. He loves chocolate ice cream and yeah, chocolate ice cream.
My dad's favorite food is probably chocolate or almond fudge ice cream. My dad's favorite food is fongs and popcorn.
My dad's favorite food, I would have to say restaurant. I know he really likes fongs. And then for my mom's cooking, I know that he loves the roast and mashed potatoes, things that we usually have on Sunday dinners.
My dad's favorite food is anything chocolate or treats, or if it's not treats, then he likes chicken and dumplings or spaghetti.
Dad's favorite food is Chinese, or I know he loves Big Judd's. Any Sunday dinner?
My dad is really great at making everyone feel good about themselves.
My dad is really great at listening. He's the best listener ever, and he will listen to you no matter what.
My dad is really great at helping people solve their problems. That's a gift that I don't think very many people have, but he's able to listen and able to find what's really the most of the problem and help people figure it out. Not only figure it out for them, but most importantly, he helps them figure it out for them.
Dad is great at teaching, and I would say lawn care. Excellent job.
I think Dad's just really great at being a dad. He's also great at being a seminary teacher because everyone who knows him loves him. He's also great at yard work. He's great at fixing things when they need to be fixed. He's great at never getting mad. That's another thing that I love about him, is even though we disappoint him all the time, well, that's rude to say. We don't disappoint him all the time. But when we do, he never gets mad. He just tries to understand us, and I love that. That's what he's really great
My
at.
dad's really good at taking care of the lawn. It always looks really good and everyone's always jealous.
I think Dad is funny because Dad thinks he is funny and he'll laugh at himself, and that's probably my favorite, and I laugh so hard because Dad will start laughing at his joke, which makes all of us laugh at his jokes.
I think Dad is funny because he laughs at me. And anyone who laughs at me is obviously someone who has a great sense of humor. And I also think he's funny because he's very quiet, but he's also very good at making those sly little jokes that no one would expect. And his funny stories, because we all know Dad's the best storyteller. So when they're funny, it just makes it 10 times better.
That's funny because he always dances around with us and we have music on, and it's funny.
I think my dad is funny when he tells a joke or a funny story and he gets that little like side smile. He's like, and just keeps going, and then he finally just loses it and laughs.
Dad is the funniest when he laughs so hard that his tears come in his eyes, and I love it when he laughs so hard at his own jokes or he's making fun of us, and he thinks it's so funny, like the fact that I lost with the rope.
I think my dad is really funny because he never fails to make me or any of us laugh.
I know my dad loves me because I'm his only son. But more importantly than that, I know that he loves me because of all the little things that he does for me, like giving me those phone calls, like trying to help me solve my problems, and for always being there when I need someone to talk to.
I know Dad loves me because he never fails to tell me that if we're just on the phone or if I'm leaving the house. He will do anything that I ask him to. He always is a great listener and will give me blessings and counsel. Honestly, I could go to Dad for counsel every single day. Every problem that I come up with, I want to go to Dad for counsel for. And he's happy to give it and never once complains. And that's how I know he loves me.
Honestly, I know Dad loves me just because he can put up with all of us, and me in particular. I know that he loves me because he checks up on me all the time. He'll give me blessings whenever I ask. He will help me with literally anything, like all the times that I ask him to help me with money, because we all know I suck. Yeah, I just love him, and I know that he loves me too.
I know my dad loves me because no matter the choices I make and the things that I do, he's always standing by my side and supporting me, and knowing that when I make mistakes, he always pushes me to be better next time, and he never fails to remind me of his love for me. You know, my dad loves me because he always makes sure I'm okay and talks to me and stuff, and when I'm sad, he brings me food and just tries to make me happy.
I know Dad loves me because he always worries about me, and you call and check in on me when you know I'm having a bad day. My favorite thing to do with my dad is FaceTime. FaceTime saves my day sometimes, and he's always so excited to talk to the girls and always be there.
My favorite thing to do with my dad is to watch sporting games with him. It's a time that we're just able to talk and be entertained and have a good time together.
Well, would probably be when he tickles my feet, but that is more for me. So I guess my favorite thing to do with Dad is play outside, because I know how much he loves being outside. And I love being outside, so like when we play cornhole, or when we're just jumping on the tramp, like when we used to play Trip, or when we're just all sitting outside Sunday nights. That's probably my favorite thing to do with Dad.
My favorite thing to do with Dad is to drive in the car. My favorite thing to do with my dad is just go on drives with him or go to the store with him, because he's helps me not to spend money on stupid things, and he is always there for me to talk to whenever I need him.
My favorite thing to do with Dad is probably listen to him talk about politics, because he's so good at that and knows so many different things about it, or listen to him talk about current events, because he's also on top of that, and that's where I get.
My dad's sport is most definitely football. He loves watching football.
I'm gonna say football.
Or is football.
Football is definitely football.
One thing that I guess I don't hear very much because I don't live at home, but what I hear him say is, "Oh, fiddlesticks." And I just think that's like the funniest thing ever, and I find myself saying it now.
One thing that I hear Dad say a lot is sis, and I absolutely love that he calls us all sis. I don't know why, but I love it, and he says it a lot. He also, yeah, that's probably it. He just calls us sis, and I love it.
One thing that Dad says a lot is don't worry. It's not always so easy, but he always says don't worry.
My dad says I love you a lot to everyone, and he always says it. I always hear it. He says it like 20 times a day. The one thing I hear my dad say a lot is how much he loves us.
This is a really hard question. One thing Dad says a lot is, hi sis. That's all I got. I don't know what Dad says all the time.
I love my dad because he is my dad, and without him, I don't even think I could do anything. I love my dad because he's kind and he's caring, and he's such a good example to me, and he's such a good dad, and he provides for us, and he just always makes sure that I'm okay and I know I can talk to him, and I don't know. I love my dad.
I love my dad because he's my dad. He's my superhero. He's my role model. He's my dad, and that's why I love him. Thanks, Dad.
I love my dad because he is the most loving person I know, and he's also the most patient person I know. He hardly ever gets mad.
I love Dad because Dad is probably the most charitable person I know. He has taught me to always, no matter what, just be kind to people, think the best of people instead of always wanting to be negative and get mad. He's a worthy priesthood holder and cares so much about the gospel. He probably is the most selfless man I know. He serves nonstop, especially within our family. He hardly ever has time to think of himself and is constantly thinking of others. He's the perfect example of what I wanted in my husband, and that's why I chose Ben, because he reminded me so much of Dad. And he honestly is my role model. I look up to you so much, Dad, and I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for how you raised our family and have set the example of how I would like to raise my future family, and I'm just so very grateful for you.
I just love Dad because he's the greatest dad in the world, and I'm not just saying that. He's so caring, and he loves all of us, and he will do literally anything for us. He works hard to support our family. Yeah, I just love Dad, and he's the greatest. And
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you.
Happy Father's Day.
I love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you so much.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy. I love you.